Hi, welcome to my June wrap up. I want to talk about all the books, mostly horror, I read in this month, and I had such good experiences. The books I actually read, they were incredible. Let me give you first the starts, then the books, maybe a small rating if there's time, I will see. So let's start. I went through 9 books in the month of June, which is fantastic. 6 of them physical. Yes, 6 books less on my TBR. 3 of them audiobook and 3 were not finished. It's okay because the books I did finish, they were so good. Very nice. And an update on my TBR. I started this month with 62 books and now at the end I'm at 56. I mean, 6 books less makes sense. Oh, very good feeling. The month started for me with the project Hail Mary. I did want very badly a very nice, amazing produced audiobook and I found it. It was recommended left and right. I feel like at this point, everyone is so annoyed about this audiobook that it's presented left and right that people don't want to, but they still put it out there that it's a good audiobook. And my expectations were just like, okay, some easy sci-fi, a body is probably lost somewhere in space. Sounds good, why not? And everyone is raving it's a good time. And I'm looking forward to an audiobook that makes me just forget time and just speed up and just wanting to know what's happening, being in the story. So I grabbed this book and let me tell you what's it actually about. We have Mr. Grace, Dr. Grace, this dude. He's waking up in a place and he does not know where he is, but he knows he's clearly on some mission and he is sent on a mission, a very important, high stakes. It's very important. The problem, he does not remember anything, not even his name. He's just there like, cool place here. What do we do with this? Like, who am I? Why are there things in my body to keep me alive? Okay. It's very funny. You have to give this book. It's funny. It fits the situation with the humor perfectly. At some point, he also figures out who he is, why he's there, and we follow along in basically 2 timelines. Before he got where he got and where he is currently on his mission. Very easy, basic story. I would also almost call it a little bit wholesome, even though a little bit dangerous for wholesome, though it's an easygoing story, right? It's not hard. I give it already away, it's just 2 stars for me because there's something that did not work for me at all. The math and science equations, calculations, facts throwing at you left and right. I'm pretty sure if I would have read it as a physical book, actually in my hands, I would have on each page 1 or 2 calculations of something. I don't need to know the speed with which something falls from the ceiling, how something is moving, with which density something is built. Like, listen. And this led to the problem that I stopped listening very carefully to what was happening and I did not miss anything. This is not a good thing for me personally. I was walking around in summer just enjoying. I had nothing else to do and yet I lost interest and stopped partly listening here and there, figuring out, oh, I did not miss anything. And then it happened, oh, I missed something very important because it was important to find out how he got there, why he's there, the small details. So it's a little bit picking around and I personally had my troubles with that. I could not enjoy it at some point. The humor, the fun could not save it for me. But if you are into hard sci-fi with more a wholesome direction to it, but it's high stakes, it's very dangerous, and you like to read about survival under extreme conditions and some experimental sci-fi thoughts, because this is hard sci-fi, not only just facts, but some like what could be, you know. So it has very good promising prompts. If it sounds good for you, this is for you. For me personally, that's 2 stars, and I think I will stay away from this author in the future, which is fine. That was already a weak start into the month, but I'm an optimist, so I went on with this one. I got this book used with another one from Darcy Coates. I read From Below by her, and yes, it's just cozy horror, it's spooky, it's paranormal, it's everything. So I thought, let's try more books of hers, and this seems to be exactly that. Spooky, paranormal, haunted house. Who doesn't like that? We all just crave this haunted house. It's an itch which is very hard to reach and to fulfill. to make it stop itching. And when I started to read this, let me tell you, I was a little bit shocked because we are just in there. We are in the haunting. It's happening. We are spooked. It's dark. Things are out there and they are attacking us. Or the character. A little bit background. We have Leigh Harker. Obviously, the book is The Haunting of Leigh Harker. And she loves her house so much. It's a home. She describes it just as a home. It's something where she feels for so many years already just... It's her nest, okay? But clearly things are not going perfectly well because from time to time, things are just weird. The curtains are open. She does not like them open. Marks disappear, things are moved around, sounds are coming, and at nights they are shadows. They are watching, and sometimes they are not only watching, they are coming for her. That's where we're basically starting. And it goes on and on for a while. And I was wondering, like, is that all the book? And then I reached a certain chapter, chapter 8, I think. Plot twist. Like, what do you mean? And then 100 pages later, again, it happened, plot twist. And I was like, please don't, what do you mean we cannot do this? Very good done. It's very atmospheric, it's cozy, it's haunting, it's paranormal if you're into this. And so easy to read. I was flying through it. I needed to know what is happening and why it's happening. I mean, Leigh, baby, if you're craving a horror where you are in a haunted house, alone, isolated, you are not having a lot of people around you with cameras, you're just trying to figure out how the home you love so much become that place. How do you deal with this, with your life? What is happening? And it's a mystery. There are things to be found out. Actually, when I was reading it in the beginning, I had so many theories, like probably 1,000 of them. Maybe not 1,000, but 100. I'm not joking. And in conclusion, yeah, one of them was true because I had so many theories and I could not have known which was true. One of them was true and still blew my mind, like, really? Nice. Good job. And even though it's a mystery and it deals with some things, I will still consider it a cozy horror experience in a haunted house. I think the favorite term nowadays is a twist on the haunted house. Each haunted house book, like, yeah, I'm a twisty one. Again, if you're looking for a haunted house story, paranormal, mystery, psychological horror, no gore here, that might be something for you. May I also say, when I received this book, that was a stinky one. I put it in my freezer and it has still quite a smell to it, and I think it's caused by a bacteria, so I cannot put it with my other books. So, like, I don't know how long I should keep it in a freezer till it stops to smell. Maybe never, but hopefully the bacteria is dead. Then I moved on to the next spooky one because I was just going. It was very hot. It was almost 40 degrees and I started the audiobook A Lonely Broadcast. I mean, do you see this cover? I was sold instantly. I saw the woods, I saw this tower, and yes, I mean, hello. And I give it a try to listen into for some minutes, and I was like, yes, it sounds like really a broadcast. This is fantastic, whatever. Like, I don't know what the story is about, I need it. Those were also my expectations. We have probably a small spooky town, something is lurking in the woods, paranormal, and the feeling of being alone with some broadcaster in the woods. Like, yeah. And it's a little bit exactly what I got, like the cover, the sounds, they just give it away where you're at. So we have Evelyn. She's a new host at the radio station in the woods. She was just hired. She actually grew up in this town but moved away, so she's not quite aware what exactly is happening in the town and whatever. It's a job, it's paying. So she's taking the job and gets very explicit rules to follow, like record every call. And she's like, who is calling? I mean, who is listening to radio nowadays? It's not like the most popular media right now, but whatever, it's paying. And the warnings she has to give out every time something specific happens. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, I will do, no problem. And something else, Evelyn is not so much aware. She's actually the front of something. Something in the woods is out there watching them. From time to time, if it gets the chance, attacks them. It's a very paranormal, spooky, atmospheric audio. I listened to this as audio, like I said. Oh, so good done. And it fits so perfectly into summer atmosphere. Oh my God, the sounds. You're really feeling like, yes, you have this host just talking to you because she's just sitting there alone, does not expect anyone to listen. It's not like, hey, good morning show in New York. No, it's very like, I'm here alone in the woods. If you're listening, what's up? With a better, spookier, more atmospheric voice. It has also some jokes in it, so it's balancing itself very well. The only thing I did not like so much about this book, which is part 1 by the way, there's a second one, not as audio, but I will definitely grab it as a physical copy. But my problem was the narration. It's recorded with multiple people to create this beautiful atmosphere, which works so well. But the guy who was recording it, I think his name is Mr. Creepypasta, not familiar with him. But his audio in the beginning especially is way too silent comparable to Evelyn's when she's speaking. So it was a little bit like balancing around, and then suddenly she was screaming at me because I had to turn out the volume. Small things like that. But if you are looking for something creepy, summer, heat, something's lurking in the woods, it's paranormal, it has some gore in it, I will warn you. If you are more on the softer sides, maybe that's not necessary for you. It might be a little bit too much. But it's not like hardcore, just I think I read way too much very horrible things, and I'm just like, no problem, I can read that. So my rating for this one is definitely 4 stars. I'm still looking into book 2. Therefore, yeah, let's move on to the next book, physical one, right? Yeah, physical. Let's talk about True Story. This book is so floppy, was also one of the reasons why I got it. Also, if you look at the cover, it could not decide exactly what it is, what it's doing, what type of story it's selling, and in the back I could also not figure out exactly what's about. And something about it was very intriguing. On top, it was 30% off, and I was like, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get a book I never heard of. And it worked. Let me tell you. The first thing I was reading, I found out, okay, we are here somewhere following someone along who is having a story to tell, which was not completely true in the past and unknown or something. I don't know. Like, I get the idea. We are meeting up and we're talking about the past. And then I'm thrown into reading for, I think, like 80 pages about a teenage boy who is in a soccer play. No, in some sports club in the school. He is talking about himself, about his lives, and then I'm just confused. What actually is happening in this book and why it's called A True Story. Not A True Story. True Story, just True Story by Kate Reed Petty. 2 guys are driving a drunk girl back home, and the next day rumors are spreading all over the school town in the news what happened. But what did actually happen? We have multiple POVs, multiple formats describing what is happening. We have emails, we have essays, we have film scripts, we have just normal POVs telling the story over multiple of years. And another incredible thing that was happening, the switch between genres. That's why probably we have multiple covers on this book. There's a reason it's very horror heavy, because also in this book, this cover, well done. I was very impressed. I was also impressed with the ending, because this ending made me really rethink so many things, give so much perspective about so much very sensitive subjects you will learn here about. Maybe some people should look into trigger warnings before reading this book, just saying. And the ending blew my mind so much in so many ways, really. Thinking about heavy things and subjects in life, overthinking, but also giving it a new perspective. It did something there very incredibly well, and some other things I will not put in here, but you have to read to understand. The biggest problem was the beginning, like after the first chapter where some people try to meet, we go back in time to 1999. Here we are, and then we read for some 80 pages or something about this boy. And I was so confused what is happening. This is not necessarily a perspective I like or prefer to read. It's very windy outside. And the door said just like, I will just close this one, so you're safe in the house. It's sunny, it's fine. Even though I'm talking about horror books, it's sunny right now, not tonight. That was a very logical conclusion of me, right? I personally give it a 4.5 because of this long perspective of the boy. But afterwards, it makes all sense why this happened, why it had to go for such a long time. So it makes sense why it's there. And may I say, I felt so many times this writer was flexing with her skills to create a story, how she's writing, how she's changing perspective, how those characters are so different and you feel the difference. She was flexing. And I know the rating is a little bit lower on Goodreads. I looked it up and I understand why, because it's not very clear where you're going with this book. You must like a little bit experimental in your reading, more switching between genres to be ready for what the end might offer, because it comes somehow together and gives you some mind-blowing conclusions. So I see that might have been a small problem here, but it was worth it. I loved it. And if ever she comes out with more books, I will read them. Moving to the next book is Temper. Did not finish at page 45 or something. I don't even care. I saw this book passing by on multiple people's horror list or something, and if you want, definitely it's probably where it belongs. But mostly, this is not a subject for me. I will not deal with that. If you know the subject of Lolita, you understand what it's about. It's loosely inspired by the real case of Deborah Lafitte, I think. It has a lot of uncomfortable taboo subjects, and there's nothing I am interested in, and I will not force myself to go through so much discomfort. And yeah, reviews also say that was very uncomfortable reading this. It's not easy, it's not entertaining, it's just heavy, I guess. If you're into that, you go. It brings awareness to certain things as well, like if a man is described in a certain way doing some very sexual things. Yeah, we are so used to this at this point, but if a woman described from this perspective, it's like, oh my God, oh, wild, oh, that's weird, why would you do that? But equality, you know? Not the subject necessary, it's not a subject for me. This is nothing I want to read. I also don't want to read it about men, so I'm here fair. If that's something for you, if you like to read about some taboo subjects that bring a lot of discomfort and balance to this whole situation. I don't even know what I talk about. I did not finish it, and we leave it here. Actually, I started the month with this book. On the 1st of June, I started it and decided, nope, not happening. So now I have to show a second book, which actually came after True Story, which I did not finish, which is Jim Butcher's Stormfront. This one, I saw it on so many places. It's already so long around. It's an established series going on with so many books, and I thought, hey, let's give it a try. I love also the size of this book. I was so fascinated. That's why I got it. I thought like, hey, some urban fantasy, nice format, established series, why not? Give it a try. So I got it back then as a used book. First published in 2001, huh? Okay, yeah, that's exactly what it reads. I did not finish it at page 91. Let me tell you about the story. It's about Harry Dresden. It gives a little bit the feeling of, Harry, you're a wizard. Because yes, Harry Dresden is a wizard, I think in New York. So Dresden is living in Chicago and he's a wizard to be found in the phone book. Because it's so long ago, that's where he is to be found. It's not the usual thing that wizards are real or a lot of people believe, but he still gets cases and gets paid for certain things to do. From time to time, he's working with the police on some cases. Some believe him, some don't, but help is help, right? That's, I was here for the nostalgia. I thought like, yeah, let's go and see. And pretty quickly, the situation is tensing up already in the first pages. It's getting a little bit dense time-wise and things starting to pile up, but it still makes sense. So I was okay with that. Like sometimes it happens that a situation at one go just can cause so much other things to happen. So that seemed reasonable, makes sense, until it didn't anymore. It's easy to read, it's easy to start, it's easy to follow along, yeah, but let's talk about this man-child. I could not deal with this. I don't want to read about a man who has himself so much not under control. How do you describe the boobs of a woman, how they are perking around or not, before describing that she's dead and how she died? And this goes on and on and on for such a long time, so many times. So yeah, that's where I went to the reviews, and I found out a lot of people came back for nostalgic reasons because they wanted to reread their favorite series they loved so much, where it all started, and we're a little bit surprised as well to find out, oh, there's a little bit too much sexualization of women and how he is describing them. That's not okay. So clearly there was a development as a writer to stop doing this. There was probably feedback coming. A lot of books are in this series, but he also wrote different ones, epic fantasy, I think, which also in the reviews came out that people were surprised that this series is so immature, and being just a little bit like silly and stuff is not the problem. But another one next to the sexualization of women. How are you an adult if you're running around, do things which you absolutely have no need to do, that will endanger your whole life, existence, your income? You know, you need money to pay rent. I don't think this body here is aware of this. He seems to be aware, he talks about it a lot, but are you? Because you're sabotaging it left and right. Within of 90 pages, he said that 3-4 things which are so stupid, just stupid. No reason to do this at all. Why would you box someone in the face who is actively trying to kill you legally because he's just waiting for the smallest thing you do wrong? Why would you do this? So this is not for me. I did not finish it right here. This is okay. That can stay in the past. Sometimes things belong into the past. Also, another weird thing I found out in the reviews, that the first 3 books of this series are actually just cases with the police and do not build up a clear story or give a lot of background, and you can easily skip them. So I guess he was just writing for the fun and was very young when he started doing it. That's okay, it's okay, that happens. I don't have to deal with it right now. Also, blaming women to be the most evil and brutal. Yeah, talking about who is more afraid of what on a date. Men are afraid she does not look like on the pictures. Women are afraid to pop up in a suitcase after multiple years being kept alive somewhere. But yeah, but women are the brutal ones. I should stop. Let's talk about positive things. Let's talk about this book, 13 Stories. I picked it up in London and I thought it's like a haunted house with multiple floors, like stories, you know. Why not? Let's go with it. It's a spooky book. I did not hear anything about it. I did not. But it's positive. Wait, you just wait. It's fantastic. I mean, I expected on each floor of the house to have a different story happening with different people, what is happening in the house, their experiences, and it's a little bit what I got. But when I read the first chapter, which is just like 3-4 pages, I was like, oh, sold. Oh my God. Yes. Because let me tell you how this whole situation here starts. We have a billionaire dead at a dinner party he was hosting. 13 people present. No one has seen anything. No one knows where he's dead, how he died. Like, really? A billionaire died here, today, at this dinner? Really? Never heard of. I don't know him. I actually don't know why I'm here at this dinner party. This is the start. And from here on, we are following the 13 people who will be invited to this dinner a couple days before this dinner happens. So each chapter, one person, one resident of the building is telling the story a couple days before. And in the end, each will receive an invite to the dinner. And then in the end, it all comes together to explain what happened at this dinner. I mean, we are living in the times that might be an interesting subject. Just saying. Let me point also out, because we have 13 people, I did not have problems to keep them apart because they are so different. So many different lives and voices and who they are. Of course, I had a problem with keeping the name and the story, who they are together, but it was so smartly done in the end, especially to describe a person without mentioning the name. So I could instantly tell, that's who we're talking about. My dog is awake. So that was so nicely done. I enjoyed this paranormal, spooky different twist on a haunted house so much. It is. It's a haunted house, but it's a multiple floors happening. And then there's the penthouse where there are billionaires living, you know. I enjoyed just each story of each person by itself already. And that it comes together to a whole story, it's just like a cherry on top. Love it. So think in terms of haunted house in apartment building, short stories, supernatural mysteries, if you're in something like that. If you're not into horror, I would say stay away. If that's not in general your favorite genre, don't do this. There are some things that might be a little bit like not for the easy bellies. That was a weird one. I also found out that the author of this book is also having a podcast where he's telling the stories, which I will definitely check out because, yeah, you clearly proved you can tell stories, small stories, which all work for themselves. So many authors do not manage even one story in a book, and you just manage so many of them. Like, yeah, okay, sold. Good job. 5 stars. Enjoy. Third audiobook on this list, and the 8th book I read, is Where They Buried Your Heart. Is it this? I did not finish it at page 180. I just gave up. I love the cover so much. It's so spooky. It's so cozy. It's like haunted house that eats people. Oh my God. Yeah. So I've been a little bit influenced here by people online who read books. I expected something more nostalgic, 90s kids getting into a haunted house and being hurt, more like this type of fireplace spooky stories. What I got, I don't know what I got. I did not finish it and I'm not interested because there was one point there was no further for me. I could not pass this one. We are following Jessie, who is a 13-year-old girl at the time the story starts, and she tells the story of this haunted house on his street, and she basically just is annoyed with her small brother and sends him into the house, and things happen there. Someone should feel a bit guilty. We follow her along over multiple years, how she is becoming a teenager, an adult, gets a kid. I lost so many times the interest. Let me tell you what happened. Sometimes I had to go back multiple times because I was just not listening. I was going on walks and I lost the interest in it again and again and again. And I was just like, it does not, oh yeah, okay. Maybe it was the voice, how it was read. Maybe the story itself, it was not very captivating to me. This did not work. I'm pretty sure if I would have read it as a physical book, I would have not passed this one point where I just disagreed so much that it's in this book. So that's it. There was this one thing where I accidentally skipped a whole chapter, or not skipped, I accidentally went a whole time back, like 30 minutes, and I did not notice that I was listening to it again. Because I was so not interested, not pulled in by it. There are multiple things that did not make sense. Jessie is described as someone who is collecting stories. Like, where? Why are you collecting stories? It was emotional empty, I would say. It tried to make Jessie a certain person struggling, but I did not feel it. Just telling us that this is the case is not showing it, if you get what I mean. So that was a not finishing for 50% or something. I don't even care how far I got in this book, it's not happening. But some other people might enjoy it. It's a haunted house that kills, injures people. It's very evil. It's in a small neighborhood, very small neighborhood, yeah. And people hear about that, they know about this house. This house has a story. It has its gory elements. It's not a kid's story, even though it involves kids. Just be aware. And the conclusion for me personally, no Christina Henry books at all, because all the books I ever looked into by her were never interesting to me, and I should have stayed with that. But I was influenced, my fault. I take the blame. The last book I read in this month, that was so good, When the Wolf Comes Home. Basically, I saw so many people raving about Ned Cassidy. I walked into the bookstore and I wanted to get married. That's where the whole story started. That's his first book, I think, or at least the first book that got a lot of attention. So I was like, yeah, please. But the only copy they had was of When the Wolf Comes Home. I personally prefer the other cover, but this is the cover they had and I needed this book. I needed the book by him. So my lovey got me this book. And I read it. Did I have any expectations except that I heard like there's a boy run away, there's a girl who tries to help him. It's probably about a werewolf, a mean one, a real one, and while this lady is trying to help the kids, she finds out probably that she's also a werewolf. There's a family of werewolves attacking her or something. That was my expectations because I was interested in the book, so I avoided completely to listen to what the book is actually about, because maybe I also have seen too many TikToks, and TikToks is all rides and moves and never telling what's happening actually in a book. And when I started to read it, it was like, yeah, there's the boy, first chapter, very clear, he's scared of his daddy, he's running away. Easy, clear, forward. Okay, and then we go to Jessie. She is an actress, she is not very successful, therefore she's working at some diner, midnight shifts, blah, blah, blah. And something happens in the diner and she's just like needs to get home. Something horrible happened at her work, like first page it's like you thrown in and what happened there is like, oh my God. I did not expect something like that to happen. So she's getting home, finds the boy hiding in the bushes. And yes, she tries to help them because the daddy is behind this boy. The daddy is coming. And while she is in her apartment, we are on page 40 and full carnage is breaking out. There's blood everywhere. Things are going. It's so fast that we are in there, like... And if you wonder what is happening, there's a horrible attack of an animal happening, I guess, in front of them. And Jessie is just like, or Jess. I had a lot of Jessies in those books. Huh, interesting, whatever. I was so blown away. It had its turns, it had surprises. And the ending... What do you mean this was the ending? Because it blew my mind. I had also moments where I think about this one specific moment, I have to hold in my tears because it's so heartbreaking. And then the end, oh my God. That was something. It's so well done. And may I show you something, actually, the first thing I noticed about this book when I opened it for the first time to read, not when I was actually picking it out in the store. No. Let me show you this page. Do you see that? This book is not what you would expect at all. It's so many different things, and clearly it deals with some daddy issues. The starting page is very clear about this, right? It gives such good insights and shows things without telling, or even just implying such heavy but important things, but like not heavy, a horrible subject, but just like importance of the implication of certain things, how under the tone you can feel what actually is the right thing, but it's not told, it's not shown, it's just like so subtle in there. It's very well done. It's really not what you would expect it to be. It's mind-bending, especially in the ending, when it all comes together and makes sense. There were some things I was very annoyed with because I felt like they were put there to make a story move forward or like easier, like Jess is on a run, like how is she being found? But then from the end point of the book, looking backwards, like, okay. So that was a nice surprise. This one you can probably only understand if you read the book. Because this is so smartly done, so I could not accept, like, why would he do this? It's so obviously, like, not fitting. Maybe it did fit. Maybe it did fit. My lips feel a little bit dry. Let's do this. There are so many good messages in this book, just for life, for experience, for growing up, how to deal with fear. Very incredibly well done, because one part of this book is, yes, it's about fear. The idea is she is fear. It's paranormal. It has some different elements I did not expect coming. Also, how funny this book actually was in the right, appropriate moments. It was really, yeah. Also, having a difference between the characters. Some are just more funnier than other ones. Some are just like, yeah, buddy, we get who you are. It's so small hints hidden everywhere, leading to a whole picture. I'm surprised, actually, that this book is hyped, and it's hyped rightfully so, because so many hype books are just like, okay. But this one, like, yes. pick it up. This is a very emotional developed book. We have a fast ride, we have a road trip going on, because yes, she is on a run from the daddy, and of course the mind-blowing ending. I love this book, 5 stars. I have some incredible books here, so yeah, now I have to read all the books by this author, because that was something nice done. And in the afterwards he is mentioning how they are a little bit in his head, in his personal experiences, like why he wrote them 3 in this order. Like, not that they're connected, but I was like, oh, okay, so we have now to do Mary, then we have nestlings, and then when the wolves comes home, when the wolves, all of them, oh. This is how I found an author that I will be buying. Let's read the books I read this month, shall we? Of course, we starting with my DNFs. Wait, I need a list. Okay, starting the list with now on number 9 is Tampa, because very clear that I cannot deal with the subject. I'm not dealing, So my DNFs are, of course, the last spots. Then I would put Stormfront on 8th spot, because this is just so outdated. I'm so happy we are now living in a world where it's acknowledged that women are not so safe. The audiobook Where They Buried Your Heart, this house on the cozy street, which is not so cozy, because I don't know if it's cozy, it's just telling me things but does not show me anything, I don't know. Followed by Hail Mary. I completed the book just because I could not give it also back, and I thought I really would like to know how it ends. I completed, I just did not like it. It's just because I completed it, 2 stars. It happened. Then, this is a hard one. From now on, I feel like they're all good. They are all 4+ stars, so it's hard. Okay, maybe A Lonely Broadcast. This is just not fair putting it behind the other books. That's just not fair. Like, they deserve more appreciation. Very good book, let me tell you that. Then I will move on to True Story, then The Haunting of Leigh Harker, then the 13 Stories, and on number 1 is When the Wolf Comes Home. That's like 5 stars plus. It does not exist. I will stay with 5 stars, but this one is 5 as well. This one is 4.5, this one 4.5, and Lonely Broadcast I think will get 4.25. Although I'm not sure about this one. Maybe it's like that because the emotional impact in this one, what it means and how it makes me feel about life and think about life is a little bit heavier than just a spooky, cozy, haunted house story. Hard one, but this is all I read in June. I have already some horror books laid out for the month of July, which is very, very nice. And I think I picked also 3 non-fiction for just a summertime, about birds, about some stuff like that. So, if you watched the whole video, let me know what you think about the books. If you read any of them, what is your opinion? What worked and did not work? And if I'm just a little bit harsh or missed some stuff, might be, give me any information. Let's chat. Yeah, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Yeah, bye-bye.
Right. You promised